YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and we're going to see some Seleucids versus Egypt action. And this was also sent to me by Sol Invictus. I believe he's playing as the Egyptians. And he said he has a clanmate that he plays with often who's playing as the Seleucids. And said that both of them are pretty familiar with the way each other plays and the way that they like to counter things. And he said he thought you all would enjoy this match. And I would agree. He sent us a great match a while back that seemed like a lot of us enjoyed. And Egypt versus Seleucids is a fun matchup. I mean, obviously because the end game of Total War Rome 2 ended up being with barbarians and Rome being like really the strong ones. It was kind of sad that it didn't write off all the Alexandrian successors completely, but it is pretty close. So here's the army of Sol Invictus here, playing as Egypt. Let's take a look at some of the units that actually this is the Seleucids, my bad. I think this must be sent by his teammate because I know he told me in the email that he played as Egypt. But let's take a look at the Seleucid army here. We have 3 Eastern Slingers up front, Eastern Spearmen on either side there, leading some Median Cav. There is one Median Cav, Tarentine Cavalry on each flank, followed up by Hillmen. I see 2 Silver Shield Swordsmen. 4 silver, or no, hold on. I probably read this wrong. Yeah, 2 silver shields, 1 on each flank, 1 thorax sword. I was like, 4 silver shields? That's insane. No, we did not see that, so we're all right here. I can stop the heart attack. A Hillman guarding the Hellenic Cataphract General. And for Egypt, we have a Royal Peltis General, like that. Tarentine Cav as well, so Scythe Chariot waiting there. And let's just see, Levithurios. Levithurios are a great unit for the price. Just so many javelins for so cheap. And Egyptian Slingers up front. Now, I think the Egyptian Slingers will lose to the Eastern Slingers. Over here, though, we have 2 Tarentine Cav kind of squaring off with 1. This will probably be pretty indecisive in terms of this engagement. I mean, Jav Cav on Jav Cav that's microed well is usually just more about getting the other person to waste their javelins than anything else. Just kind of zoom in over here and watch these Egyptian Slingers start to trade fire. The Egyptian Slingers do get the award for looking cool. Eastern Slingers are pretty decent looking units too, though. We won't count them out. But yeah, they're going to be trading fire with the Eastern Slingers over here. These guys definitely have the cool hood. I guess hoping that they'll get to be in the next Assassin's Creed title or something. But yeah, that's what's going on there. No decisive engagements yet, though. Here comes some Levithurio Spears. These guys are definitely not going to want to be engaged by the Thorax Sword. But if they eating a Javelin Volley from it's not a bad trade. Let's see, we just have Galatian Swordsmen back here for Egypt. Levithurios. I can't remember who's who in this replay. I don't know which one's Sol Invictus. Oh, wow. Those Galatian Swordsmen got hit hard by the Median Cav. But it didn't kill many of them. Scythe Chariot moving over here too, that's interesting. The Tarentine Cavalry would be able to potentially hurt the Chariot if it could get close enough. Eastern Slingers are wrecking the Egyptian Slingers at the moment. So nothing here but just a bit of a skirmish game so far. Another hit from the Median Cav into the Galatian Swordsman, this time connecting much more potently. And then the Javelin follow-up here from the Thorax Sword. So that Galatian Sword's going to be in rough shape. It's not going to like fighting in between those. And then this Hillman here is going to try and push back the Tarentine Cavalry a little. Ooh. Well, they're going to charge. Tarentine Cavalry have decent mass for a Skirmisher Cav. I think they're medium. They are. They'll do some damage to the Hillman, but they're going to end up getting eaten up here by the Median Cav, so probably not the best use of the Tarentine Cav here. Median Cav looking to potentially charge the Royal Peltist here, it looks like, but instead just eating a face full of javelins. So the Royal Peltist, Hellenic Cataphracts. But it looks like they're going for the Levithurio Spears. If they would have charged into the Royal Peltist, that would have been very brilliant, in the sense that Royal Peltist are somewhat vulnerable to cavalry. Let's see how the Hellenic Cataphracts doing. There's 72 kills with the Trample Charge. Still a little bit slow on the engagements here, and right now the engagement's looking very nice for the Seleucids over here. The Hillman support with the Tarentine Cavalry helping him wrap some things up. The Hellenic Cataphract here is going to be brutal. Let's see. Oh, those Royal Peltists. Oh, man, these Royal Peltists. The Scythe Chariot is the only thing that's going to block that charge, but even the Scythe Chariot's going to take some damage from a charge of the Hellenic Cataphracts. Yeah, the Hellenic Cataphracts is a super heavy unit, so it can bog the chariots down. It wasn't aimed at them, but had it not been for that chariot blocking that charge, I think that Royal Peltis would have gotten some pretty big wreckage. The Hellenic Cataphract needs to go ahead and attack the Scythe Chariot. It has enough mass to try and tie it down. May not be the most ideal engagement, but it can at least tie it down and start to destroy it. Got Levy Pikes here holding back the Galatian Swords in the center. And it looks like a Median Cav popping out here to try and get some flank action. So that's going to be a nice combination of maneuverability with the pikes. Let's see, the Hellenic Cataphract General still in good shape. Almost 100 kills, 47 men left. The Scythe Chariots lost 2 chariots. 45 kills, though. And looks like this Thorax Swords is where it got it. And the Royal Peltist here is going to be getting hit by Royal Thorax Swords, which are very cool looking units. Or the Silver Shield Swords, sorry. You don't see these guys very often. In Rome 1, you sure saw a lot of the Silver Shield Legionaries. Those guys were a cool unit. Slow engagement over here. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. But yeah, the Royal Peltist General here is using the battle rhythm and use the whip to boost their attack, and it is boosting it quite a bit. 75 attack and 45 weapon damage is nothing to slouch at there. Here come the chariots with more support, so the Scythe Chariot's going to roll through again. The Eastern Spearmen do not have javelins. Let's see if this Hillman, yep, the Hillman gets a jav volley, and it kills one more chariot. Oh, the Silver Shield Swordsman getting hit now by the Scythe Chariot. This is definitely going to help pay itself off a little. Killing an elite sword unit, at least even partially, can almost make these units worth it because they're so expensive. So let's see. In the end, 145 kills, and considering that quite a few of them came off of that Silver Shield, may have been a good trade for Egypt. We'll see. Got some Egyptian Thorax Swords engaging the pikemen there. And then we have Silver Shield on Thorax Sword. And then over here, some more Thorax Swords pushing up. Tarentine Cav working the flank. Still have Thorax Swords in reserve for the Seleucids. This is looking pretty good for the Seleucids, in my opinion. And if this Hellenic Cataphract gets a rear charge right here, it is going to be absolutely brutal. Look at the broken down chariots here. Let's see, I think this is what's left of the Royal Peltist here. Oh yeah, it's about to get hammered. Goodbye, Royal Peltist. Ouch. Yeah, that Hellenic Cataphract here is going to be putting down some serious damage. Watch the kills just skyrocket. 114 charge bonus. So that is going to be the end of the Royal Peltist General and pretty much the end of the Egyptian army at this point. So it was nicely played by both players. A lot of little just kind of skirmishing banter at first with the Tarentine Cav and the Slingers opening up into kind of some more set-piece engagements here. Very nice rear charge here from the Median Cavalry, and nicely wrapped up by the Seleucid player here, especially considering there's a Scythe Chariot on the field, and there could have been a lot more potential damage done to the Seleucids. I'm just going to let you all watch some of this combat here. It's pretty sweet looking. That Median cavalryman getting knocked off his horse. What is this back here? Oh, it's a friendly unit because they're just running through them. See if we can find any other cool little bits of battle to watch. These Thorax Swords here are about to get surrounded. So we'll watch the Median Cav roll in here. Tarentine Cav as well. Oh man, Rome 2 was good times, really was. Really wish that this game could have been launched in better shape, but it was still a fun game. A lot of good times on this game. Appreciate them sending in this battle. It was a good one. Nice to see some successor state action here, and not always just barbarian action, or Swaby, I guess is what everybody thinks that everybody does right now. But yeah, the barbarians seem to kind of rule the battlefield at current, so let's see. So the Egyptian player just left with 2 Thorax Swords. The 206 kills on the Hellenic Cataphract, so very nice use of them. Out here, what is it? Hillman fighting a Tarentine Cav way out here in the middle of nowhere. Let's watch what happens here. follow the journey of these thorax swords as they seek glory, hoping to die with honor at least here. The Hellenic cataphracts are kind of still out in the distance. The swords are chasing the cavalry because they don't want to engage, I think, the pikemen. I don't know if there are any pikemen left, but yeah, there are some levy pikes here. I think they're charging forward without being in pike formation. Yeah. Let's see, the Hellenic cataphracts came in for an engagement here, charging into the thorax swords. Got some nice dust effects. These are some sweet looking units. Hellenic cataphracts. Thorax swords look pretty nice too. There was a lot of nice unit models in Rome too. I mean, some that could have looked better obviously, but still pretty cool. Nice to have the pyramids there in the background. Sunset. Oh yeah. Look at this. I bring you all to such scenic locations. Let's see what else we got going on here. Tarentine cavalry coming back, it looks like. And then out here we've got some thorax swordsmen fighting. And they're going to rout. They're trying to go into shield wall here, but it's probably a bit too late. Looks like these pikemen are fighting them in melee. So that's going to be it, but I hope you all enjoyed the game. Like I said, well played to both players. Seleucid player is going to take this one home. Let's take a look at some of the key units. Obviously, the Hellenic Cataphract here being the key unit for the Seleucids, 261 kills, and a couple of key kills. Now, this Scythe Chariot, though, definitely did a lot of damage, and if you look at the Silver Shield Swords, one of them, this one here, still managed to get a lot of kills, but about half of it's dead, and that was only because of the Chariot. So, very nicely played there, and see, yeah, decent performances there. Let's take a look at the Egyptian side. Nice kills out of that Thorax Sword. This one's not bad either. Tarentine Cav with 120 is also not bad. Not enough out of the Royal Peltist, just ended up getting itself overwhelmed, and obviously we would have to see a little bit more out of the Galatian swords as well, but hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you all back soon.